Eunice had never imagined her life would change inside the bustling heart of Nairobi City. She met Kennedy on an ordinary weekday, yet nothing about him felt ordinary. His charm was subtle, his kindness effortless, and before long, the two grew inseparable. Their bond seemed unbreakable until life tested them. Eunice worked at a prestigious firm known for her discipline and loyalty. It was that very dedication that caught the attention of her manager, a man whose reputation for spotting both opportunity and weakness was well known in the office. One afternoon, he summoned her to his office. The cold glow of his computer screen reflected off his glasses as he stared at something she couldn't see. Her heart thumped. Was she in trouble, promoted, or something entirely different? She stood quietly, unaware that the conversation she was about to have would push her into a storm she never asked for. "Eunice," the manager said without looking up, "do you want to keep your job?" The question froze her. "Sir, of course." He leaned back, folding his arms. "Then you must learn how things truly work here." His tone held implication, not instruction. She swallowed hard. "I'm expecting a child. I just need stability." A sly smile curved his lips. "Exactly why I can take care of you, you and your baby." Her breath caught. The office suddenly felt too small, too silent. "Sir, that's inappropriate." "Oh, come on," he whispered, rising from his chair. "Think about it. I'm offering comfort, security, protection." She stepped back, trembling. "I need time. You have 1 week." As she left, tears pushing into her eyes, she wondered how something as pure as carrying a child had turned into a weapon used against her. Inside her, Eunice felt a storm brewing. Returning to her desk, she could feel stares from colleagues, some curious, some jealous, especially the ones who had long fantasized about being close to the handsome manager. She tried to compose herself, but at night, her thoughts were louder than traffic outside her window. She thought of Kennedy, sweet, supportive Kennedy. If she told him, how would he react? He had been excited about their growing family. Would this news break him? Her phone buzzed, a message from the manager. "Don't forget our agreement." Fear wrapped around her like a cold blanket. She knew she couldn't keep secrets forever, but she also knew that the truth, once released, had the power to shatter everything she and Kennedy had built. Still, the ticking clock in her mind warned her. She had only days left to make an impossible decision. That night, Eunice sat beside Kennedy on the bed, unsure where to begin. He pulled her close, his heart warm against her shoulder. "You're quiet today," he said gently. She hesitated. "Kennedy, something happened at work." He sat upright, concern sharpening his features. "What is it?" Before she could speak, his phone rang. Annoyed, he checked the screen and stepped out to answer. Moments later, he stormed back in. "Eunice," he said sharply, "why would your manager call me? He said you've been disrespectful. What's going on?" Her heart dropped. The man had twisted everything. "Kennedy, I swear I haven't done anything wrong." He exhaled hard, rubbing his forehead. "I don't like this, Eunice. Something feels off. Why would he say such things?" She touched his hand. "Because I refused him." Silence swallowed the room. The real war had officially begun. Kennedy froze, staring at her as if the walls had vanished. "Refused him? What do you mean?" Eunice's voice broke. "He wanted favors, in exchange for keeping my job. I told him no. Now he's twisting the story." Kennedy rose, pacing like a man searching for air. "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" "I was scared," she whispered. He sank onto the bed. "I should protect you. But right now I feel helpless." Eunice held his hand. "I just need your trust." He nodded slowly. "You have it. But we must be careful. Men like him don't stop when threatened. They strike harder." Eunice felt a flicker of hope, until her phone buzzed again. Another message from the manager. "Your time is running out." Fear pressed into her ribs. This man was no longer a simple boss. He was becoming a danger. The following day, Eunice walked into the office knowing her world was shifting beneath her feet. Rumors floated like smoke in the corridors. Colleagues whispered, their eyes following her with strange curiosity. Her manager called out, "Eunice, my office now." Kennedy's words echoed in her mind. "Be careful." Inside the office, the manager didn't sit. He just stared at her. "You think you can embarrass me by going to your husband? You're making a mistake." Her voice trembled. "Stop harassing me. I won't agree to anything." He stepped closer. "Then you will face consequences. No job, no support, nothing." For a moment, Eunice wondered if this was how people were pushed into silence, fear. But then she felt her baby kick. Strength replaced fear. "I will not be intimidated." She turned and walked out, leaving him fuming behind her. Yet she knew this battle wasn't over. It was only beginning. Eunice returned home exhausted. She wanted peace, but instead she found Kennedy lost in thought. He looked up. "I've been thinking maybe we should report him." "To who?" "To the HR board, to the authorities, anyone who listens." Eunice sighed. People like him have connections everywhere. Kennedy walked to her, holding her shoulders. "Then we fight smart, not loud." That night, Eunice dreamt of drowning, each wave looking like her manager's face. When she woke, it was to a nightmare in real life. Her phone flashed with a new message from an unknown number. "You should have accepted the offer. Now, watch your life fall apart." Her hands shook so violently she dropped the phone. Kennedy picked it up, read the message, and his eyes turned dark. "No more discussion," he said. "This has gone too far." Days passed, but the tension only grew. Eunice felt watched everywhere she went, at the supermarket, at work, even from her apartment window. One morning she found a letter slipped under her door. No name, just a warning. "People who challenge power disappear. Choose wisely." Her breath caught. Kennedy, upon seeing it, stormed out. "I'm going to confront him." "No!" Eunice grabbed his arm. "That's what he wants. A chance to frame you." Kennedy took a deep breath, forcing himself calm. "Then we play differently." That evening, he contacted a lawyer friend, someone discreet. "We need to document everything," the lawyer advised. "Messages, threats, witness behavior." For the first time, Eunice felt like she wasn't fighting alone, but the manager wasn't done. The next day at work, Eunice was suddenly given a termination letter, no explanation. Her entire world shattered on the spot. Eunice stood in the HR office, disbelief draining color from her face. "You're firing me? Why?" The HR lady avoided her eyes. "It's an internal directive. I'm sorry." "This is illegal." The HR lady leaned closer and whispered, "You're fighting a man with too much power. Please, be careful." Leaving the premises felt like walking out of a life she had worked so hard to build. When Kennedy saw her, he wrapped his arms around her as she broke into tears. "It's okay," he murmured. "They can take your job, but not your dignity." Deep inside, Eunice knew something had to change. 2 days later, she checked into a hotel to rest while Kennedy traveled. That's when she met Judith, by pure accident. A woman with a strange familiarity in her eyes and a story she seemed desperate to tell. And just like that, Eunice's life took another unexpected turn. Judith joined Eunice at her table, apologizing for interrupting. She looked troubled, her fingers trembling around her cup. "I didn't mean to intrude," she said softly. "It's fine," Eunice replied. "Are you okay?" Judith hesitated. "It's my husband." Eunice nodded gently. "Marriage has its storms." "No," Judith whispered. "This is worse. Terrible things happen when a woman feels unseen." Eunice studied her. Judith looked like someone carrying secrets too heavy for one heart. Moments later, the waiter brought their drinks and left them alone again. Judith leaned forward. "Tell me something. Do you trust your man?" Eunice blinked. "Why would you ask that?" Judith swallowed hard. "Because my husband, he speaks highly of you." That sentence struck Eunice like a slap she didn't understand. "Who is your husband?" Judith looked away, eyes glistening. "That's the part that scares me." Judith's lips trembled. "My husband. He admires you. Too much." Eunice felt her pulse race. I don't understand, Judith continued. I found messages, notes, things that made me question everything. Eunice shook her head. I'm married, pregnant. I have no interest in anyone else. Judith smiled weakly. I know. That's why I came to you. I needed confirmation. She sipped her drink, her eyes filled with desperation. I can't confront him. If I do, he will twist it. He always does. But I can't lose him either. Eunice took a deep breath. You need a counselor, someone professional. Judith shook her head violently. No counselor can fix a man like him. Eunice's skin prickled. Something about Judith's story felt unsettlingly close to home. Judith wiped away a tear. Someone like you could take him away without even trying. Eunice's heart dropped. I don't want your husband. I don't know him. Judith sighed heavily. He always praises you, your strength, your beauty, your principles. Eunice froze. The puzzle pieces were arranging themselves. Judith, she whispered, who exactly is your husband? Judith looked down. A man in power, a man feared, a man who ruins lives when he feels threatened. A chill ran through Eunice's body. Don't tell me. Judith raised her eyes, filled with sorrow. Yes, I'm married to your manager. The world seemed to stop. Suddenly, everything made sense. The threats, the jealousy, the desperation. Eunice leaned back, heart pounding. She had never imagined her fight was not just against a man, but the entire pain of his broken household. Eunice stared at Judith, speechless. You see now, Judith whispered. He fears you because you rejected him. Guilty men always attack what they can't control. Eunice rubbed her forehead. Judith, your husband is destroying my life. Judith nodded slowly. I know, and I'm sorry. Sorry won't fix this. Judith sighed. I just needed to warn you. Women like us, we must protect each other. My husband is dangerous when cornered. Eunice's phone rang, interrupting their tension. I should go, Judith said, rising. Be careful. He is watching everything. Eunice answered the call. Kennedy. Love, I'll settle the bills, he said softly. She exhaled, grounding herself. As she hung up, one thing became clear. This wasn't just a workplace scandal. It was the beginning of a deeper war, one that might determine not just her future, but her family's survival. Eunice woke the next morning with a fire she had never felt before. All the fear, humiliation, and confusion she had been carrying suddenly turned into strength. She was done being a victim. She contacted HR, gathered messages, recorded calls, and documented every inappropriate comment her manager had ever made. For the first time, she felt in control of her own story. Kennedy, seeing her determination, realized how much she had been silently suffering. He apologized, holding her hands firmly. I should have believed you from the beginning, he whispered. We fight this together. They walked into the office side by side, no longer afraid. Whispers followed them, but Eunice kept her head high. She submitted her formal complaint and faced her manager with a calm, unshakable voice. The man who once threatened her suddenly looked small, his power slipping away as the truth began to unfold. 2 weeks later, the investigation concluded. HR found overwhelming evidence against the manager. He was immediately dismissed and blacklisted from holding any leadership position again. Justice had arrived, not with vengeance, but with truth. Eunice was offered her job back with a promotion for her courage, integrity, and proven excellence. But she politely declined. She had discovered her worth, and she was ready for something greater. With Kennedy's support, she started her own aviation training consultancy, something she once only dreamed about. The business grew rapidly, fueled by her passion and reputation for discipline. Months later, at the opening of her new office, Kennedy went down on one knee. You fought for us, he said. Let me fight for the rest of our lives. Tears glowed in Eunice's eyes. Yes, she whispered. The crowd erupted with cheers. Finally, victory for her career, her family, her future.